What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's daily devotional, man, and we are going through the book of John. We've been studying John for quite some time, and we've been diving deep into who Jesus is and what he has done for us, and then how we can live in light of that knowledge, man. This is Trust in Jesus Ministries, where I am here to help you to trust in Jesus more, and we do that by reading the scriptures, studying the scriptures, because when you read the scriptures and study the scriptures, you get to know who God is. You get to see his character, his nature. We get to see all of his attributes and aspects of who he is. And by doing that, then we learn more about him. And then as we learn more about him, being the perfect person that he is, man, you can't help but fall in love with him, man. And because you do that, then you trust in him more. The more you know about somebody, the more you can either A, trust them or not trust them. And so as we read and we study, as we go through the scriptures, man, I hope that it is helping you to trust in the one who is most trustworthy. Anyway, we're in John chapter 20, and we're going to be doing verse 21 and just 21. Sorry. We're going to be doing John chapter 20, 21. So if you haven't read it, go ahead and stop the tape, see what it has to say, come back, and we're going to answer some questions. If you've already read it, man, let's not wait any further, man. Let's get it. Let's get into it, man. Let's do it. So what's going on in the scriptures? Well, we've seen that Jesus appeared amongst them, man. He's there for you. Even whenever you try and hide yourself away. When you're scared, you're broken, he's there. He appears amongst you. He is with you. And he says peace, man. He says not only peace that it is to calm you and strengthen you, but also to know that everything is made whole. Everything is complete because he is there. And that's the thing that he says again. He says it again. He says, peace be with you. And he tells them, man, that this wholeness that he has created through his death and his resurrection, he gives us a mandate. He gives us a command. He says, just as the Father sent me into the world, so I send you. And we talked a little bit about how Mary saw Jesus, these theophanies and Christophanies. And again, this is a Christophany where Jesus appears to the disciples. And so he doesn't do what he did to Mary that he doesn't do to the disciples. So I guess that kind of sounds weird. But maybe it would be better to say he did to Mary, he requires of Mary what he's going to require of the disciples. Because when he makes his appearance, when these theophanies and these Christophanies happen, we see that there is fear. There was fear. But then afterward, Jesus came and made himself known, said, peace be with you, don't be afraid. He said this to Mary as well. But then after this, then a commission happened. A task was given to Mary. And she went about and did it. And then now Jesus is giving a task to the disciples. The task for them is to go into the world just as he has. But what does that pertain? What does that mean? I think first off, it means we're missionaries. Jesus was the first missionary to come from heaven and to greet us and teach us and narrate to us who the Father is. He's the one who has come to bring salvation to us. And so in the same way, we are called to go out to a broken and lost world that is in dire need of Jesus and preach Jesus. We are to go to a place that is in desperate hunger for salvation and preach the gospel. That's our goal. That's our mandate. That is the goal and that's the mandate that Jesus gives to these disciples here. And so after understanding and seeing this, what does this mean? What does this say about God? That he gives us a commission. That he hasn't just called us, but he has purposed us. So he has not only brought us into the family, but he has given us a reason that we might walk in him. See this joy? Because in the last verse it says that they rejoiced because they knew it was the Lord. They rejoiced because he was their king. And what's so spectacular, I guess, about how John writes this is that he doesn't use the Lord often in consideration as in King Jesus, the Lord, or what Hebrews have placed as Yahweh, or replaced as Yahweh. But in this context, he uses it for the disciples, that they're not only claiming maybe they're not only claiming that he is their teacher, but now he's proclaiming that he is their Lord, their master. He's claiming that he is Yahweh. And so whenever Jesus comes and he makes his self known to them, he commissions them. He commissions them. That's what he does. The Lord commissions his people. And also we see that he's king. I mean, right here they call him the Lord. Or, I'm sorry, that was in the last verse. They call him the Lord. He has come and he has given peace. But he is king. He is the Lord. What does this say about humans? What does it say about mankind? I think that what it says is that we are commissioned. So it's kind of the opposite, that God commissions, but we are commissioned as Christians. That we are to reach out and bear witness to the lost. We are to reach out and share the goodness of God to the lost. We are to see that peace, that wholeness, that oneness, completeness that God has come to do in this world through his death, his life, and his resurrection and ascension. This is the thing that we're to share. We're rejoicing in it. We're living in the benefits, the aftermath of the beautiful thing, the exchange that Jesus made for us. Why not tell others? Why not tell others? And so how do we reconcile these truths together? How do we live them out in our life? How do we apply these every day? Well, first off, you got to recognize first, Jesus is king. Second, that he is with you. And third, I think it's important for us to realize he has given us peace. He has given us peace. See, this to me is the motivating factor in which we do the second thing, which God has commissioned us to go and tell. It's because he has given us peace. He has given us wholeness. He has made us complete. And so with this completeness comes a purpose. And so we should be walking out our testimony in words and in action to the world. And so I ask you today, is there someone that you know that God is calling you to speak to? Is there somebody that you know that God has placed in your life that you might be an influence on them for the kingdom? If so, you know what to do. You know what to do. Hey, I appreciate you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.